Alright guys, what's up? This is Swaggis Elden Ring, and I'm showing today the full, in-detail breakdown of my build Talltayle. Now this is a dual-wield scythe faith build. It's just a very clean build that uses the double scythes to the best of their abilities, which is using them as a brutal roll-catch tool and nice, fat, one-shot potential with the jump attack. So yeah, this is the build. Yeah, okay, so here are the stats. We're coming in at level 105 with 50 vigor. These are definitely the two most important stats to know about. What level bracket is this build going to be playing in, and what is the HP level required to survive? I went with 50, so he's got lots of different incantations at his disposal. He's got dual scythes with several Ashes of War. We're going to be taking huge advantage of Raptors of the Mist and the Claw Talisman. You already know. So stick around, we're going to be going through the whole build here and showing you some of the absolute best clips I've gotten with this build. Alright guys, what's up? Yeah, it's Talltayle. So this is the dual scythe build. He's using the Grave Scythe and the Angel's Wing Scythe. Oh, this is great here. So he thinks he can fire the bow at me, and then I pop down and I one-shot. Just like a pop down and one-shot scenario. In this next clip, it's pretty cool. I'm not the invader, I'm the host, so this is kind of like unique. Yeah, so I use a very deliberate setup here with the 30 Faith. Most of the damage is coming from Faith because both of the weapons scale well off Faith, and you can see we have the Sacred Infusion on the Grave Scythe. This is so that we can buff it with the Holy Damage Physic. Oh, this is a great one because the jumping attack goes through a shield because it's a Shotel or a Scythe or whatever. So the damage goes through shields, which is pretty cool. You don't need a shield if you get one shot, you know what I'm saying? Or, I mean, what's a shield gonna do for you if you get one shot? Yeah, using those two scythes is good. Sacred is also, after lightning, the defense that players are going to have the least of, which is just gonna mean that they're gonna take more damage in general, so you're getting a nice damage boost. To be able to one-shot there. Get a little help from the Deathbird, the OG. Don't know what he's been doing. Looks pretty crazy. Yeah, what I find is just the, dominant strategy with the dual scythes that I really like is here you can see I'm actually two-handing the offhand scythe, which is the one that has the Angel's Wing Ash of War, which is gonna stop them from being able to heal. And then I can roll catch them with the dual scythes, and it's kind of like nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, right? They can't back off to heal, they're extremely low health like in this clip here. And you just get to kind of walk them down a little bit. I think it's pretty good. This is going to be, you're not really going to be two-handing the scythe all that often outside of doing that specific Ash of War, Estus Denial, Roll Catch combo that I'm so fond of, and you'll see a couple times throughout the video. So here there's a hunter on their way, so I'm definitely trying to annihilate this duo pretty quick. They've got that phantom who he has the watchdogs thingy, whatever, sentinel, tree sentinel staff that has the bullet art. It's a little bit spooky. I don't think it does too much damage, but this was right when people had started using it, so I didn't know how like spec'd out this guy was and what it was going to be like. But it's not a problem because I one-shot. Keep in mind, a lot of these one-shots are against hosts that are like vigorless. Like that guy had like, I think like 1000 HP, and he's using like a helmet that reduces his HP. But being able to one-shot is pretty cool. Having that in your toolkit, in the arsenal, I mean, it makes for good YouTube clips, if nothing else. So this next clip, we've got a guy using the Blasphemous Blade and incantations, which spooks me a little bit. So I go run off and I try to equip Bloodhound Step, which I have at this point in the build on my Scythes, the fist weapon. But you'll see what happens is I end up heavy rolling. Not good. That guy using the Colossal there is pretty chunky. I'm not even sure like how much damage he could do. He's kind of like scary at this point. So I have to swap around my scythes to get back to the medium roll. And I do end up wanting to equip the Bloodhound Step Cestus anyways, because I was worried about them pulling out some of the more ludicrous incantations. Even something like the Blasphemous Blade, you can see there the double hit from the scythe cancels it. Something like the Blasphemous Blade, like can be difficult to deal with in certain situations if you don't have something like Bloodhound Step. So yeah, the incantations are coming in, and I'm looking for a good opportunity to land the Angel's Wing Ash of War, and it's able to take out the host. I don't know why he didn't want to heal there. I was expecting him to not die from that, but then that would like give me some leverage and enough time to take out the Phantom, but it ended up just taking him out wholesale. Because honestly, that Ash of War does quite a bit of damage. For how powerful it is, I think it's really underrated. I think it really does a solid amount of damage. Oh, hi Talltayle. So here you can see this guy's rolling up with the Jellyfish Shield, and he's keeping his Moonveil teammate safe, and I just deny his teammates Estus recovery ability right off the bat. Hit him with a nice Rollcatch. Unfortunately, I get bled. It's a little bit spicy, but the debuff lasts for a while, so, you know, I don't press it, but I find a good opportunity, and there goes the Phantom. Hadn't even used my Physic yet, so buff up and take out the host. I mean, he tries to block it, but the debuff actually goes through shields, so he takes it anyways. He goes to try and heal, and the L1s do a pretty decent job of roll catching. Just the regular L1s on their own on these Scythes. So fast. So here we're in Farum Azula. Classic invasion spot before the fog wall here. Angry Jellyfish Man rolling through. You know, that's an attack that could do potentially your entire health bar. He gets roll caught by the Ash of War, and then roll caught by the dual Scythes. Looks like the host wasn't having it, and he jumps off the ledge. Good fight. Coming into this next one is 3v1, but one of the players is AFK. This is definitely in the later stages of the build. You can see the menuing is pretty clean and nice and confident. And here I'm definitely just trying to get that one player out of the way before he comes back to his controller. I think it's also pretty funny to try and like bait the other two around him to try and like get them in the hits too. Like you can see the host there just got hit by the crouch attack. I would do that more, but you know, the risk of him coming back and then you're dealing with so much more artillery against you is a little bit too high, so I decided to go for the kill. And now it's a 2v1, which is off to a great start because I've hit the Ash of War on the Phantom. Then I'm going to roll catch him with the dual Scythes. You'll see that in a minute here. Right now I just need a little bit of breathing room, so the host's kind of like walking away. He Wrath of Golds me out of the air when I jump up with the Raptors, but luckily he's not too aggressive. He went off to drink some blue juice, and I was able to take out the Phantom, and now it's a 1v1 with the host, and you already know what's going to go down. He's not going to be able to heal, and I can, so I mean, he's just backed into a corner, literally. Good fight. Give him a little Talltayle bow. You know, Talltale's like a nice guy. Like, he's like a cool dude. Okay, yeah, so here we've got the Reaper Scythe on the opposite guy with the Blood Flame, and then we've got the Colossal Sword, Great Sword user, with the Bloodhound set. So, a little bit of a scary combo. They don't have all too much HP. That's kind of one of the things about level 105 is a lot of people are still at 40 Vigor or below. Here you can see I get a full L1 combo to kill the summon, which is kind of rare for someone to let you get a full combo off with a weapon that moves as slow as the dual Scythes, but I thought it was pretty cool, and I've definitely landed that a couple times. I like the different motions it has. Man, it's like there's so much going on, you know what I mean, guys? It's always just like, what, like, man, I always have so much to say, and then we get into it, and it's like, what am I even saying? Anyways, we're in Selia, the town of sorcery. I used that cool root trick. I didn't know that that was used in the speedrun, but that's used apparently in like the world record speedrun of Elden Ring, which I thought was pretty cool. Talltale's just pretty inventive like that. Just buffing up, and you can see me just going through my inventory here. I'm using the Jar Cannon because I hadn't yet realized that Talltayle does not have the stats to use the Jar Cannon. The host has got the Bloodhound's Fang with the Blithe armor, so he's doing maybe a little bit of a cosplay, roleplay, at least a themed build, at the very least. And then we've got the Light Roll S-Stock user, it looks like. That's John. So you're going to see the Light Roll be a pain in my freaking butt in this invasion, as well as the Bloodhound's Fang doing some substantial bleed buildup that definitely keeps me a little bit wary of adding too much pressure, because the trades can get a little bit extra punishing. But definitely this S-Stock with how much damage like something like that running R2 deals, or instead of uncharged R2 there, that's definitely like the scarier part, just because it's such a fast weapon yet still deals so much damage. It can just like get in and chunk me pretty bad. Only one of the Scythes landed there on 2 different combos against him, so they did a pretty minuscule amount of damage. Both Scythes really need to hit for the damage to be... see, it happened again, I don't know what's up with that. But then I'm able to hit a nice combo against the host. He backs off, which is pretty good. They're both, we're taking a little heal cycle. But you already know, Talltale's not about letting people heal. Talltale's actually about interrupting the very basic fabric of the flow of the game Elden Ring. So here I'm looking for the Ash of War. And I do manage to land it. He's at very low HP now, so all I need to do is close it out. Dual Scythes get me the Rollcatch. And now it's just a 1v1 against the host with his little Bloodhound's Fang. I mean, that's really what I love about this loadout, is it's just got the ability to just mess people up so bad. I mean, you got the jump attack for big damage, you got the roll catch, you got the Estus denial. I mean, it's all about the Estus denial. I've even got some of these incantations to pull out in situations like this. I mean, what's not to love? Alright guys, that was Talltayle. Thanks for tuning in. What's he gonna do next? Something totally crazy! Crimson Amber Medallion, that's going to net us 1,840 HP. Pretty substantial. Without that Crimson Amber Medallion, it goes down to 1,704. So it's just, I mean, it's a good use of a talisman. Of course, you can swap it to something like the Blessed Dew talisman once that extra HP on the bar has been depleted. Coming in with the rest of the stats, you already know we got to have 11 mind. 27 endurance to use all the heavy shit like dual-wielding scythes. Honestly, that's pretty low. 22 strength for our requirements for strength, 21 dexterity, 30 faith, and 13 arcane so that we can use some of the dragon spells. Although in these clips you're not going to see that. I'm going to be doing more dragon stuff with Talltayle in the near future. The crouch attack has really, really good reach, so it's also the rolling attack. The backstep attack is pretty cool, it's got that double slash, and what I of course love the most about these weapons, yeah, the jump attack boosted with the claw talisman. I mean, come on, it's just like huge source of damage. You can just do like 1,000 damage. What I love most about the scythes though, even more than the jump attack, is the running L1 roll catch. Just these two swings are just chef's kiss perfection. The timing of them just catches players in just the most ludicrous situations. I just love it in every way. It's perfect timing, it's very fast, it's very damaging, it gives you a lot of motion speed, it moves you in the right direction. I will say the downside of this, once you commit to going in one direction on it, it's hard to see if they roll away from you like that. It's very difficult to turn around and catch them with these swings. So it's a little bit of a commitment, but when a host is scared running away from you, it's not a problem. Plus 20 and plus 8 are weapon upgrade levels, so plus 8 for Somber, plus 20 regular. We're using the Bestial Sling for our incantations here. Put us at 69 poise, pretty standard. If you want to swap to something like the Bull Goats, you can go up to 92 poise. I'll be swapping between that and the Green Turtle Talisman, which is going to increase stamina recovery speed. I've also got on the Great Jar's Arsenal to wield all the heavy shit we've got so that we can still roll. And of course, as we keep mentioning, the Claw Talisman. I've got another scythe on backup, the Bloodhound Step Ash of War. Of course, this is a classic Ash of War in any invasion scenario. In our physic, we've got the Holy tier, Holy damage tier, along with the crimson bubble here, so you can see our damage goes up quite high. Overall, I would say it's an incredibly versatile build. It has a couple swappity-doos like double Vikes, or this halberd, or the claymore, Cypher Pata, icon shield, coated sword, and grafted dragon, along with some other halberds. However, I will say, oh, and of course the halo scythe, so you get access to this unit after war. So overall, you just have a really simple, I would say beautiful build here. This is one of my most successful invasion builds. I'd really recommend you to try it out yourself. The incantations aren't too important. I would say having Catch Flame and Bestial Sling are going to be vital. Barrier of Gold and the Bestial Vitality as well. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Leave a like and subscribe. Swaggis out.